This week on Getting Deep, it's a solo episode with me. Oh yeah. We're going to go into the USA trip that I just come back from. I have wanted to go to Burning Man for over 15 years and I finally did it. Oh my God. It is more crazy than I'd ever expected. And I also had on my goal list to go to Vegas. So I went and did that. And, Vegas is fun, but it showed me who I was in some respects. And I'm kind of going to go into how at Burning Man, I kind of figured out how to be the best version of myself. And then in Vegas, I learned how to be like the worst. So I guess I'm going to kind of like talk about everything that happened, the journey, kind of fun. Not everything. I'm actually writing a book at this point in time that I'm about 6,000 words into. So I'm not going to do everything because it's too long. I've told I'm just too far. But I'm going to go like into some shit that happened on the adventure. I'll probably like try and even bring up like costs as well. So you just like, if you're curious of how much it costs to do from Western Australia, one of the most isolated cities in the world, just trying to go all the way to the USA to drive a fucking RV in the desert. Yeah. Yeah. That's today's episode. I guess I'll start this with like, why Burning Man? Like what was the attraction to that? Because a lot of people are like, who's playing? No one fucking knows who's playing at Burning Man. It's not like a music festival. It's like, I like to consider it like a human experiment. And after being there, yeah, I think it really is like a full-blown human experiment. Like, it's a city that's built in the desert for a week. Like, it's not built for, it is built for a week, but there is people that go there for like 2-3 weeks beforehand to build some of the stuff there because it's not just like cheap little shade structures. It's like full fucking blown stages and restaurants and camps. It's crazy. It's literally nuts, the shit that is being built there. You can see pictures and videos and like think you've got an idea. Until you're there, like it's completely different. It's so much bigger and more insane. I think the first 2 days I've just walked around going like, fuck, oh, shit, fuck, how, oh, it was nuts. I'm going to actually put my glass on because on my little adventure over there, my prescription changed heavily. I don't know how or why, but I went from like 1.75 to 2.75. So my eyes are fucked. It sucks dick. But so I found out about 15 years ago. I'm pretty sure it's 15 years ago. And I was like, this insane place with these 10 principles of how to live while you're there just lured me and was like, I gotta go check this out. And what happened was, obviously the first year I found out about it, I wasn't getting tickets. It was too late. Second year, I think I didn't have the money. I was still young. And then the third year I was going to go. Like, had the money ready. Me and my wife at the time were going to go. And then she got pregnant. So I couldn't go. And then every year after that, there was a problem, blah, 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 COVID, kids, life, blah, gets in the way. And then last year I was going to go. I had my RV booked. I was ready to go. Divorce shit got in the way. So this year I went. I finally got there. I spent like $5,500 on an RV, which ended up just being me in it, which was pretty cool actually. I would probably recommend having an RV if you're like not a fan of dirt. It kind of helps. I mean, it's different to the stuff over here, but still, like, I knew that I would probably have to have an RV just to like contain myself in an area if I fucking flipped out and like, no, I'm sick of this dirty shit. Had a shower in there as well. Only used it a few times because, kind of want to waste all the water. Toilet in there, which was better than going to the porta potties because the porta potties are pretty fucking gross, but they get cleaned every day and shit. It's just, I don't know, when you can see like another person's shit like when you look at the porta potty, I didn't even like pissing in it. Like it was kind of, it was, it was yuck. But I don't know. That seems pretty snobby to say like a porta potty's yuck, but you know, fuck you. What if I'm a little bit disgusted by shit and piss? That's life. It's gross. Also, thanks to our sponsor, Ian Knight Real Estate Team. If you're considering selling your house, you have to give these guys a call. It's not just a one-person real estate agent trying to sell your house. It's a whole team of people making sure they can get your house sold for the most possible. And at this time, where the prices are so damn high and you want to cash in, these are the guys to call. Seriously, give them a call if you're thinking about it. Even if you're not thinking about it, give them a call. But so the journey was like 28 hours to get to Vegas, which is where I picked up my RV. I drove to the airport. I went from Perth to Sydney to LA to Vegas. And yeah, it took me about 28 hours. So including like layover times and shit in the airport, it was long. It was long. I didn't even fucking sleep on the plane much. The big flight from like Sydney to LA was like 14 hours there. And I picked a window seat because I want to look out the window. It'd be cool. And then the two people next to me like passed the fuck out real quick and were like asleep for most of the 14-hour flight, which is wild. Like so long. And because I broke my ankle at the start of the year, I was super uncomfortable and I didn't want to piss these people off and keep making them get up so I could walk around. So I only got up once on a 14-hour flight and yeah, that made it really uncomfortable. So I didn't really sleep at all. I kind of like passed out for like 5-minute nod-offs, but what's a 5-minute nod-off? That's not really like a proper sleep. So it was pretty shit, actually, which meant as soon as I got off the flight, I was like, one home is an aisle seat. Definitely pick aisle seats on long flights. You can get up, fucking walk around, go to the toilet whenever you want. You can go to the back of the thing and get some Tim Tams. I ate so many Tim Tams on those flights. So many Tim Tams. You get bored. You're like, what the fuck do I've watched like 16 movies. What do I do? No, it wasn't 16 movies, but anyway. The flight back was 16 hours, which sucked. But hey, want to go on big adventures, you got to take big fucking flights. So I've landed in Vegas. I've gone to my hotel, and it was like 8 o'clock at night. It was a Friday night, and I was like, no, it was a Saturday. It was a Friday night. Friday night. I was like, I got to get sleep because I got to drive this RV. I was picking my RV up at 11 in the morning the next day, and I hadn't fucking slept in this like 28-hour period. So I was like, I need to go to fucking sleep so I don't crash this RV in America, which would be fucked. I go to the hotel. It's fucking relatively packed out there on a Friday night. I go and get some food, add a burger or some shit, go to bed, pass the fuck out, wake up in the morning. I woke up early enough in the morning that like I had enough time to get an Uber to Goodwill and went and bought like a fuck ton of clothes that I was like, if I wear these in the desert, it'll be sick. And like a Vegas Goodwill is going to have dope shit, right? For sure, a Vegas Goodwill is going to have dope shit. It did have some pretty fucking dope shit. Like I spent $200 in Goodwill on clothes, and it was solid attire. It was I didn't get to bring any of it back because I kind of left everything too late. I was going to post it and then didn't do it and fucking whatever. Didn't do it. Didn't bring it back in the flight. It was too expensive. I went, fuck it. Kind of wish I did now. Oh, well. You live and learn. You make mistakes. You fucking move on. So, got the Goodwill, got back to my fucking hotel, packed my shit up, went to the RV joint, got my RV. And at that point, I still didn't really consider how stupid I was with getting an RV by myself and driving it in America. Like, I was kind of like slightly worried before I left because I was like, oh, I've got no one to do this with. This could be boring. That wasn't the thing to be worried about. I was driving a 6-meter vehicle, not something I do normally, ever. Actually, I don't think I've ever driven a 6-meter vehicle. I've driven cars with trailers on them, but not a fucking RV or a truck or anything like that. On the wrong side of the road, on the wrong side of the car in a country that has way more fucking busier roads and way more fucking lanes than what I'm used to over here. Like in Perth, if you're not from Perth, which I'm assuming you are if you listen to this, we've got like 4-lane roads. Like if you go straight through the center of the city, there's like one 8-lane road, baby. There's like 10-lane roads everywhere in Vegas. Like, honestly, it was fucked. This thing was like, and it was wide too. So it was like, I don't even know how fucking wide the cunt was, but it was wide, like so fucking wide. I was shitting a brick. So I was like, I'm on the wrong side of the road. I'm leaning right. Like that's the way I'm going to go. But I was worried I was going to swipe and fucking hit cars. So I'm like driving, going left, right in the mirrors, left, right in the mirrors, forward, left, right in the mirrors, forward, left, right. Luckily, like, I'm fucking relatively skilled at figuring shit out fast, because the first drive out of the RV drive, the first road I hit was a 6-lane road. And then I went from a 6-lane road to an 8-lane road. And I was like, fuck. And then I started to go to Walmart and pick up shit. So I've got my GPS through the Bluetooth. Thank fuck for having Bluetooth in the car to like tell me where to go. And it's like, go to the second right lane and follow the left right. Like, they have lights per fucking lane over there. I didn't know that. I really didn't research what I was doing. So I didn't crash. So it's a bonus. Once we got into the country roads, I'd kind of figured it out. My muscle memory was like making sure I'd stay like to the left and stay to the left in the lane, but stay on the right lane so that I was in the slow lane, so that people could overtake me left, because no one follows the speed limit over there. Like it's like a speed guide. No one's looking at that and going, ooh, that's what I should go today. They're just like, I'm going to go what I want to go. Everyone was flying past me. And at first was like, fuck. And then I realized that there doesn't seem to be that many cops on the road pulling people over. And there might have been speed cameras somewhere, but I didn't see any. So it was like wild, just like getting used to like having such, I don't know, a little bit more freedom, I guess, is the word I'm going to use. Freedom on the road is probably what I'm going to use in America, a free country. So, hey, look, you got some freedom that I didn't think about before. But yeah, it was nuts. I really bit off way more than I can chew with that car. But I did it. And it worked, and I didn't fucking crash it, and I'm sweet now. So drove for 8 hours. Well, actually, I got all my shit from Walmart and shit, and then I was like, it was getting later, and I was like, man, I don't have 8 hours to get there now, so I'm going to have to stop halfway. So I was looking at maps. I was like, Tonopah, which is like a small town where they have like the most haunted hotel in America, I think, the Clown Motel is there. I was like, all right, that's 4 hours. I was like, if I can make it there, I can find a place to park this RV, sleep in the RV, and just do the next 4 hours the next day. So I've driven to Tonopah. I've got there. There was like a hotel, bar, RV joint. It was all like mixed together. What do they call it? I think they just called it a casino. Everything's like a fucking casino in Nevada. The fucking service stations have slot machines in them. I actually seen someone playing one. That was wild. I was like, there's no way people play this. Oh, people are playing. It's like, I just imagine this dude's coming like, I've only got $7 for fuel. Oh, fuck, it's not going to work. But if I stick 7 in the pokey in the service station, I'll be able to get $14 maybe, and then I can put enough fuel in my car to get home. I don't know. I don't know why he's the decrepit old carcass. He was like, got no money, but he was old. It was an old guy playing on a slot machine in a service station, which the slot machine in a service station is pinnacle degeneracy. Like, oh, I'm just going to fucking fuel up my car and have a spin. It's not. That's nuts. That is wild. Who's doing that? Why is anyone doing that? Oh, man. Anyway, stayed in Tonopah. Went to the hotel and was like, hey, I want an RV spot, but I don't really want to connect to the electricity and shit. So like how much will it cost me? And they're like, oh, no, there's this spot, this bay, you can park in there. You don't have to worry about paying for it. It's fine. And I was like, dope. Thank you very much, you legends. So I was like, my plan was, I just filled up the car. I just filled up the RV. And for some reason, the RVs don't have locks on the fuel caps. So I was like, I'm going to test run my aircon for 6 hours tonight while I sleep. And then I'll know how much fuel it uses, because they said it was like a gallon per hour. And it was 44 gallons in the thing. But I was like, I'll test it so I can see how far my gauge moves, so I know how much aircon I can use while I'm a Burning Man. And in 6 hours, it used 3/4 a tank, which, upon reflection of being there and actually using my aircon at Burning Man, I'm pretty certain someone siphoned my fuel tank. So, a population of like 1,200 people in Tonopah, one of those motherfuckers was like, this RV's going to get rinsed, and took all my fuel. Not all of it, just a bunch of it. And that sucked. That sucked a big old dick. But oh well, shit happens. So I've refueled again as I've left that morning. I went and hung out in the bar there, drank. But there was a band playing behind the bar. It was pretty fucking cool. Ended up hanging out with them for a bit. They were cool. Then got on my journey and started driving. I was going to go to Reno because I hadn't changed all my my cash. Like, I had Australian cash. I had like $2,000 Australian cash on me. And I was like, I'm going to swap this for American money and then buy the rest of the supplies at Walmart and shit that I need. Because I hadn't got everything yet, because I was like, I got to get halfway there. I was chatting to someone in the bar the night before, and they were like, nah, go to Fernley. There's a Walmart there. You'll be able to get what you want. And I was like, and I was like, oh, but I'm going to like pick up some people from Reno when they come in from the airport. I was just like, put a message in this like Burning Man rideshare group. And I didn't really get any replies at first about picking people up. And I was kind of moving early. I woke up early. I was like, I'm just going to start rolling. Like, it's light. Let's go. I was like, fuck it. I'll pull into Fernley. I'll pull into Fernley, which is like an hour out of Burning Man. Made a little bit more than an hour out of Burning Man. I was like, I'll pull in and I'll get my money changed and then I'll fucking figure it out. It's a Sunday, by the way. And in America, they don't just have like money exchanges like we do in our shopping centers over here. You have to go to the bank to get your money changed over. So I'd kind of fucked myself here because my card that was like my American money card only had like 150 US left on it. And I hadn't transferred money from one of my bank accounts, my fast bank account. So I've got like two other bank accounts. One it takes 3 days for money to come through. One takes like instant usually. And I was like, fuck, that doesn't work. I mean, I've only got 150 and I can't change this money. I found out I pretty much had to give up on changing the Australian dollars. That was I was flipping out. But while I was in this trying to figure shit out mode, I went to Walmart, spent that 150, got what I needed. I bumped into a guy. Well, a guy came up to me and he's like, hey man, you going to Burning Man? Obviously I am, because I've got my fucking RV and shit. And yeah, everyone was parking up there. And I was like, yeah, man. And he's just like, yeah, me too. Have you got any space for more people? And I was just like, well, I do actually have space for 2 more people. I was planning to pick up some hitchhikers from Reno. I was telling the story. And he's like, man, me and my buddy, it's just us. We haven't got that much staff. We'd love it if we can get a lift and give you some fuel money. And I was like, man, I'm trying to figure out this money problem. Like, I'm fucked up here and I don't have enough stuff. And he said this comment that I didn't really agree with at first, but he was right. He said, oh, don't worry, bro. The Ply provides. And I was just like, man, I'm not going to. The whole thing, one of the principles is radical self-reliance. Like, you've got to go out there ready to survive in the desert, in these crazy-ass conditions by yourself. Like, you got to be relying on yourself out there. That's the whole fucking part of it. And I was like, nah. Like, I was got to make sure I get the rest of my shit. And Couldn't, realistically. I transferred money from one bank account to the other. I sent $1 to this American card and it went through. And then I sent $1,500 and then it was like, this is sus. We're going to make you wait 24 hours. And I was just like, oh my God. So now one of my bank accounts has $300 in it, I think. One I've just emptied. For the American one, I've emptied. I've got $1,500 in limbo and I've got $2,000 in Australian cash. I was like, this is fucked. I'm like, fucked here. So I've gone to the ATM and used my Commonwealth card and got this fucking 300 Australian out, which was like less than 200 American. And I was like, that's just the fuel money to make sure like I can definitely get in. Bullshit. I was fuming. I was kind of like, fuck it. So I've met this guy's buddy. They were hanging out with their friend who drove them from Reno in a blue Mercedes, and he was going to drive them into Burning Man. Luckily, he didn't, because they would have fucking destroyed his car. That would have been a bad time. He would have been very upset. So I was like, yep, all right. Got this fucking the special tape you got to put in the seals of your RV. These guys have helped me do that. I'm figuring them out, having a chat to them. I'm like, all right, these guys are cool enough. Fuck it. I'm taking these two hitchhikers with me. We get in the car. Bonus is these guys are experienced. Like they've been before. They know the plays. They know the shit. They gave me so much knowledge on so many things that like it was helpful because, you know, we're driving there. They're telling me about stuff. As we're pulling up to fucking, man, we're at 25 minutes already. I'm going to have to really skim over some shit. I'm like, this is just getting to it. I'll probably bored the fuck out of you guys. All right. I'll skim some shit now so we can actually like stick this to an hour. As we've come up the road and we're driving in, out in the desert is fucking twisters. Like Willy Willies or fucking dust dams or whatever when it comes. They were big fucking spirals of wind with dust in it. I was like, that's fucking dope, but also kind of scary. So we're going into it, right? We drive in. We're like, this is how we get there. This is going into the line. Pull up a car behind us. We've taped everything in the car to make sure no dust is getting in. Like every seal, every vent, everything. We do not want any fucking dust to get in this RV. Like that's the goal. You want to keep the cunt clean. You want to keep it completely and utterly fucking clean. Clean. No dust. We get in. As cars are slow, dust storm comes. As soon as the dust storm comes, it comes hard. Like 50-mile winds to like 80k winds. Pumping wind. The air in the RV starts getting dusty. Like fast. Like really fast. And I was like, how the fuck is this happening? Like, this is wild. And I've kind of just gone, fuck it. Like, I just have to accept this. Luckily, one of the hitchhikers was like, no, this is fucked. Puts his dust mask on and starts like inspecting all the fucking cracks and everything in the RV, like looking through the thing like, what the fuck? Luckily, he did that because we didn't tape the toilet vent and it was just flooding in. It was just pouring through this hole in the fucking dunny. Absolutely. I don't know if you can hear my kids yelling, but I'm sorry in advance. They're playing games. They're doing what they're doing. Anyway, so pouring in, he's taped it up, fixed it, closed it. We're all good. We're listening to the radio. Line's not moving until this wind stops. Wind just keeps going. Then it starts raining and it starts fucking flooding. There's pools of water on the playa. So no one's going until it dries because otherwise everyone just gets fucking bogged. Gets to like dark. It's pissing down with rain. There's pools. We're like, this isn't going to dry until morning. Like, we're fucked. Fuck it. Let's just start drinking. So we're in the RV. I mean, one of the hitchhikers was already drinking. So we're drinking, going for it, getting it done. Have a fucking sleep. Wake up about 5 a.m. One of the other hitchhikers was like, They reckon they're going to open soon. It's drying up. We've looked at the RV window and doors and shit. I'm like, all right, yeah, that water is drying up. You're right. That's fucking dope. So we waited a little bit. Line starts moving. Eventually get in. Wait time in the line, 20 hours. 20-hour wait time in the line. If I didn't pick up those hitchhikers, that would have been a much more boring experience. It would have been so much more shittier, so much boring. Like, luckily I just got to hang out with these two dudes. They were good legends, good fun. It was great. Really, really a fun time in the line. I mean, in my eyes, we were in the line. We were there. We were already there. We were at Burning Man. I mean, we weren't in it. And once I was in it, I was like, all right, when we weren't in it. But in the line, I was like, I fucking made it. I finally made it here. We're doing the thing. It was sick. So we've got in. You're only allowed to go 5 miles in the city. So that's like a pretty slow moving process. Because it is actually like a city. There is rules there. As much as it seems like a lawless fucking chaotic town or chaotic thing, there is like rules, and there's cops. Like there's so many fucking cops. They're everywhere. And if you're like speeding in the city in your car, they can bust you for speeding. It turns out, which is cool. So, and not that I've seen anyone doing anything that dumb, but so it's like 5 miles. So you like chug around. I wasn't with a camp or anything. Like a lot of people go like camps. I didn't want to tie myself into something that could have led to like a problem. I was like, if I just go by myself, I'm by myself. I find a spot to fucking camp in. I can just be freer. Is how I looked at it. But I would be tied to like some shifts or something because like I would fuck it up and I'd feel bad and whatever. I also didn't want to be like forced to be in a place where like I don't know if I'll be friends with these people. Because like, not saying that it wouldn't be, but people have met me. Some people do not like me. So I was in like, they call it like open camping. I've dropped one of the hitchhikers off. The other hitchhiker's like, I'll help you find a spot. Driving around, trying to find a spot. Found a spot. Not too bad. So let's just, to make life easy, it was on the left side of the city. Yeah. Yeah, it was on the left side of the city. Go on adventures. Go out walking the desert at night until fucking 10 a.m. It's nuts. The place is huge. There's just some crazy technology. There's fucking laser beams shooting into space. There's just noise everywhere. It's insane. Absolutely fucking insane. I seen like a 12-piece band at one point. To give you an idea, like this is how like ridiculous it is. Anytime you had a thought that you needed something, it would just like appear. Like one day I was walking back and I hadn't packed enough water for like to drink. I drank too much water. I was like, not too much water. I drank all the water I had. I didn't have enough water. And I needed to like, this was like, I think it was like the night of the burn. Yeah. Or the day of the burn. I went on this little side quest with this guy to this fucking foam party, which is like, I didn't want to do it at first. I was like, nah, not really interested in this. I'm going to call it a foam shower foam party. I was like, I'm not really. One of the guys I was hanging out with went and he's like, yeah, you should go. It's like everyone gets naked and everyone's washing each other. And I was just like, I'm not really keen on this idea. And then I was chatting to some cunts at a bar and a Mexican dude who lives in Australia half the time was like, man, I live in Australia because I make wine and shit. And I was like, oh, cool. We ended up having a chat. It's the only dude I met that was somewhat Australian in any way whatsoever the whole time, by the way. I forgot to totally mention that. Like, a dude that lives in Australia half the time. He was Mexican, but so I didn't actually meet any Australians at all. Not one. Doesn't surprise me. We've got fuck all people here. So I'm chatting to this guy and he goes, oh man, I've got to go to the foam shower because it's like just before it closes, I want to get like the last one in for the day. And I was just like, oh man, I'm not really that keen. And the other guy was like, dude, he's offering, like, you should go on the adventure. Someone's actually said, you should, like, come with me. Just do it. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. Fuck it. That's pretty much, my arm was pretty easy to be bent there to do most things. I was just like, you know what? If someone's asked me to do it, I should probably go do it. So we go to this foam shower and explain what it is because it was uncomfortable at first. I'm not going to lie. And I'm the dude that gets naked when it's funny. A lot. Didn't want to get naked this time. It was weird. I don't know. When everyone's getting naked, it's kind of like, it's not funny anymore. And then it's odd to me. That's how I looked at it. Like, I didn't really get naked at Burning Man to do weird shit because I was like, it's weird. That's weird to me. If I'm the only one naked, it's funny. If everyone's naked or there's like, I don't know. I'll try and figure out what that is. I'm not sure what it is, but so this foam shower, what it is you line up for like, I think we line up for like 45 minutes. It's a big ass line underneath these solar panels and shit, so it's shaded and shit. You get in to this area and like, man, the organization of this shit is wild as well. Like stamps and things, and they have like a little induction where they explain it all and they tell you like, don't be a dickhead, all this kind of shit, their rules and stuff like that. So it was like, safe is probably the best term to use for it, for everyone involved. But you get there, you get in, do all this induction shit, then they're like, this isn't like a sexual thing. This is a performance. A performance is what they said, a performance. You go in, get naked, you get into this tiny ass corridor with like 50 other people. You're shoulder to shoulder, like people are here around you. It's really uncomfortable. Not gonna lie, I was like, too many naked people close to me. Like we like, I don't really shower with other people unless it's like someone I'm seeing. It's weird. Like I've never thought like getting naked in like local sports showers, school showers. I never was in like footy teams or anything like that. Like getting naked around other people is weird to me, unless it's a joke. Then it's funny because it's weird. Anyway, so you get in this corridor and there's people above you and they've all got these hoses of foam and they spray the fuck out of you. And to keep in mind, right, it's nice to have a shower out there. Like, it's nice to get clean. There is a lot of dust and a lot of dirt. So they spray you all the foam. You wash yourself. You ask people to wash them or they ask to wash you. I was surrounded by dudes that were like all taller than me somehow. And I was just like, I'm not making eye contact with anyone. I'm not. It's hard. I know I should probably get involved, but no. I don't want to. I don't want to be washing some dudes in this shower. I don't want to be washing anyone in this shower. I'm just going to wash myself and sit in this weird, uncomfortable feeling that I'm in. So I'll fucking wash myself off. And then they've got like water and they spray everyone fucking dry. I mean, they spray everyone clean, not dry, sorry. Just clean, they get all the foam and shit off. Then you get out of the corridor and you go onto the dance floor. And the dance floor is just 100 more naked people, probably more than 100, probably like 200 people dancing to get dry. And they've just got a DJ playing and I was like, all right, I'm wet. I can't put my clothes back on because then all the dust is going to stick to it and then my clothes are going to be trash and I'm going to be dirtier than when I came in here. So I literally have to just dance naked here with all these naked people dancing. It was weird. I don't know. It's not something I've done. It was uncomfortable. It was odd. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't pissed off, but I was not really happy about it. You know what was really great about it, but I don't know if you've probably heard of the artist Alex Gray and Alison Gray. If you haven't, go look them up. Insane, wild fucking artist. So I got in there and Alex Gray and Alison Gray were painting a massive mural. It was probably like fucking 5 meters. No, probably would have been 8 meters long. And they're in there, they were clothed. They're pretty old. They're in there painting this mural. And so while the music is going, all those naked people are dancing, and there's me standing in this, I was bobbing. So I wasn't just like standing there like a freak. But I was just watching this like dude paint this fucking insane painting while there's just hundreds of naked people dancing around me. It was such a weird experience. And then this lady comes up and she's like, oh, I'd really love to have a partner and work in unison so well like these two do. And I was like, yeah, that would be pretty fucking cool. Like, you know, if you and your partner, you know, are working on these like massive scale projects together, that would be pretty dope. Like, it'd be pretty awesome that you're like doing this cool ass shit together. Had some other bit of a chat, and she wandered off. I think I pissed her off actually, because what'd she say? She said, oh, my husband worships the ground I walk on. I was like, well, you should be really happy because that's pretty fucking awesome. And then she kind of looked at me like I'm an asshole for saying that, and then walked off. I don't know, maybe she was trying to bang me or something, but you get a husband and like he worships the ground you work on. Like, you should be fucking stoked if you're a woman like that. Like, I don't know. I think my ex was kind of like that bitch. I don't know. It pissed me off a little bit when she walked off. When I said that, I was like, I just like complimented your marriage. Like, you're... Anyway, whatever. She wasn't being mean. She just like looked at me weird and walked off. And I was a bit like confused. It didn't really make sense to me that that's what you'd walk off on. Obviously, it's weird talking to like people while you're naked as well. Okay. That on a whole is odd. While watching an artist while a DJ's playing and there's a bunch of naked people dancing around. Very weird experience. Would I do it again? I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's odd. It's kind of like, I'm glad I did it because it was weird. And I thought, I was like, it's gave me some things to think about. Anyway, so about there. On the way back from there, this is where the thing happened that I originally started this tangent on. On the way back from there, I had to stop. I was so thirsty, like insanely thirsty. And this like dwarf, and I mean dwarf as in like the dwarfs that you'd see in like Lord of the Rings. I don't mean like a small person. I mean like he was nearly my height, but he just looked like what a dwarf looks like in a movie, like the big like with the fucking, but he had like some horns on, I think. The beard, and he's like, he just reminded me what a dwarf would look like in like Lord of the Rings or something like that. He's like, man, you're going to come in for this sound healing. And I was like, I'm actually on a bit of a mission to get back to my camp because like, and he's like, trust me, you're gonna love it. Oh, it was a sound bath. And I was like, all right, I'll go in there. So I've gone into this fucking tent. They're cranking aircon, which I was like, oh, dope, there's aircon in here. This is pretty cool. Bunch of people laying down, sitting around on fucking these little cushions and stuff. Pull up a cushion, sit down. Guy comes in, explains what a sound bath is, where it's just like, they just like play, they just like make these noises with like certain instruments with like gongs and like these bowls, and it vibrates. And look it up. You want like a proper technical understanding of it, just look up what a sound bath is, because like pretty much it was like 1 hour in here is like it'll revitalize your body with like 6 hours sleep. And I was like, well, that's probably going to be useful to me then. And it did, like, it was like knocking me out. He's like, you can lay down, you can sit up, whatever you want. I was like, I'm going to sit up because if I fall asleep, might be asleep for too long, and I do have to get somewhere. So I sat there in it, and I just was like nodding off, like heavily nodding off. And I was like, man, I don't want to fucking fall asleep when I've got to get back to these guys that I was planning to meet up with so we could ride out to the burn that night. And I was like, you know what? was in there for 20 minutes. Went for an hour, and I was like, they were like, you got to stay for the whole thing. It would be very beneficial. And I was just like, I got to go. So I bowed out after 20 minutes. It was interesting. I did want to do one of those things just to see what it was like. Unluckily enough, I didn't get to hear the bowls and what kind of noises they would make. But, it was still cool. Maybe do it again. Don't know. Bowed out. The thirst was getting, like, insane. Like, so fucking... I was like, man... And it was, a lot of people were packing up. So, like, wasn't really drinks about. And I was like, this is rough. What do I do? And then I was like, fuck, I'm still pretty far from camp. Surely there's got to be water. Boom. I hadn't said anything to anyone. I hadn't stopped in any camps to ask for a drink or anything. I just was walking. And this guy goes, hey, man, you look thirsty. And I was just like, I am. He's like, we've got freezing cold water and Wi-Fi here if you want to get into it. And it just literally... on this corner, he's got a fucking a 1 meter high, I was probably like 1.5 meter high, silver, square, rectangular box with a solar panel on top that was had free Wi-Fi and it had Starlink in it and a fucking water fountain. And I was like, dude, I'm so thirsty. I'm so glad about this. And I just drank this fucking crispy, cold, tasty as fuck water. Oh my God. You know when you're so thirsty and water just tastes like the best? That's what it was like. It was fucking amazing. But that's kind of how things worked out there. It seemed like every time you thought you needed something, like you hit need point, it would just appear and just be like, hey man, here you are. You need this now. And I'm like, yeah, fucking no shit I do. Thank you. So I've like drank this water, gone on my mission back. But the idea is like things just happen. I did like, and people are so willing to help out there because like they have like a gifting economy, like not bartering, which is, I thought, like I read gifting and I kind of thought maybe it was like swapping. But then everyone's like, no, it's like straight up like you're going to give stuff out. Just go out there and just give stuff. And that's what everyone is doing. Like they're literally building these bars so you can go drink in the bar without paying for it. You go to their restaurant so you can eat food without paying for it. Everything you do is like there's no intent. It's like people are like, we want to give this to you. Come and take it. And I thought it would be weird as well, but it turns out like everyone is so willing. That's the whole point. They're coming there willing to give. You literally like overabundance. Like I stocked up like $500 worth of food in my RV. So I was like, I'm making sure I can eat every single day, and I've got extra food if I want to cook someone else some food. So I was like, if I'm making food, I'm having made someone, I've got a stove, I've got everything. I'll cook some food for them too. And I did cook food for a few times, and for other people as well, because I was like, I'm making it, you have it, tasty, boom. So I have like so much food. I had to give food away at the end of it. Like there was so much food there and so many people willing to cook and give you food and like, hey, we're cooking this. You want something? You're like, well, actually, that sounds pretty good. I was eating steak on like the last day and I never expected that to happen. And like people want to give you stuff. So it's amazing in that respect. I forgot why I started this original version of that bit. The food, like, and eat some fucking dope ass food out there. It's not like everyone's eating Spam. I had a lot of Spam in my car. But turns out I didn't eat that much Spam while I was out there because everyone's just like fucking so much food. So much fucking food. So much everything is there. It's just there, whatever you want. And everyone's so nice about it. But I also seen problems occur while I was out there. I mean, someone got murdered while I was out there. I did ride past that campsite, seen all the cops around it. Was like, oh, something bad's happening. But yeah, it turns out someone got murdered. That's pretty fucked up. But also, someone had a baby. So 1 in, 1 out. I don't know. That makes sense. Move on. But problems do occur. I'd seen problems occur. I myself created a fucking pretty dumb problem. I got my RV bogged out there because I moved campsite. Longest story. Read the fucking book when it comes out, if it comes out. If not, if you're not my friend, fucking I don't know if you ever hear this story. You might in another podcast. I don't know. Anyway, so I've moved my RV and I was right on the edges trying to look for a new campsite. And there was a bit of a muddy patch up ahead. And I didn't see that there was a track that went outside the fence and in because I didn't think you could drive outside the fence. So in my dumbness, I've gone, surely I can make it through that patch. It's not that bad. Turns out it was pretty fucking bad. Got bogged, sucked a fucking dick. Really sucked a dick getting bogged. Really sucked a dick getting bogged. This is where I met like the second mean person. I met one, like a group of people that were kind of like, out in the desert in the first night. And I was like, all right, bye. And just left. Like 72,000 people here. I don't have to, if you're a whatever, bunch of dudes, just bit dickheads. But this guy comes out when I got bogged. It was in the morning. And he's like, you are dumb. You're a dumb idiot. You are dumb. You're a dumb idiot. And I was just like, yeah, I know. I'm bogged. Thanks. He's like, no, you are dumb. And I was just like, I am not happy about this situation. Thank you. And he just kept going for like a good 3 minutes. And it was rough. Because I am dumb. I am a dumb idiot. So he's not wrong. I did bog my fucking RV. Not wrong, dumb. But to have someone yell at you after having so many people be so nice, I was like, this sucks. And if I wasn't in the wrong and someone spoke to me like that, I would have cracked him for sure. I would have like got out and be like, cunt, come here. I'm gonna fucking smack your head in. But he was right. So, I mean, it still sucked. It was still bullshit that some cunt's yelling at me, calling me a dumb idiot, but he's not fucking wrong. So I just kind of took it on the chin like, yep, no shit. I eventually got out my RV and I'm looking at it like, how the fuck do I fix this? Like, I'm bogged in the desert. What the fuck do I do? Like, what do I do? This is the dumbest shit I've done. And I'm like looking at it, trying to like figure out how to get this RV out of this bog patch. Bleh. Within 10 minutes, a guy in a tow truck pulls up. And he's like, you look like you got a problem there. Do you want me to get you out? And I was like, dude, I would appreciate that so much. That would be, oh my God, please. That would be the best. Thank you so much. Within 10 minutes, someone's there to help me in my dumb mistake. I've never had that happen in my life. I don't think I've ever been where like a problem occurs and within 10 minutes someone fixes it. Like someone's like, hey, I can help you fix it. And like, obviously, it's Burning Man. So he's out there doing this for free. He didn't want anything in return. In fact, he wanted to give me a sticker. After it. Insane. Fucking insane. So he goes to me, he goes, oh, do you know these guys? And there was another RV, which I didn't realize was actually bogged next to me. And they had that was a massive RV with a trailer and shit. And I was like, oh, no, I didn't even realize they were bogged. I thought they were just parked there for some reason. Don't know. And he goes, oh, I'm going to go speak to them. He goes and knocks on their door, says, oh, yeah, look, I got to pull you out so I can pull this guy out. One of the guys in that RV comes up. We have a chat. He's like, dude, thanks for getting bogged. No one was helping us get out of here because you got bogged, like, obviously in the middle of a road. Now someone's helping us. So thanks. So me being a dumb idiot, bogging my fucking RV right there in the middle of a fucking road like a dumb idiot, helped somebody else get out. So it was like my stupidity actually helped somebody for once. It was dope. So I kind of felt better about it after that. Still feel like a dumb idiot. I still fucking bogged my RV in a patch that I could have just driven around, which I realized after the fact, but that doesn't really matter. I bogged, helped somebody else get out, so it's a win-win. That's kind of how I'm looking at it now. So, well, not the only problems I've seen out there, but every single time there was someone or other people willing to help to fix the problems within like 5-10 minutes. It was like the people would just be like, oh yeah, know someone, got someone, boom, 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 boom. And it would just work. I'd seen like there was this art car with a solar run art car. It was like a golf cart. It was kind of small. And I was chatting to this dude and he's just like, oh, come check out this. I think we're going to blow this battery out by accident. And then he's explaining to me like how at first they were like overcharging it and it like blew our battery. And then they put a new battery in and then they're like, oh, we're putting too much power, and they figured out how to reroute it and explained all the shit to me. I don't remember it all, but it was pretty cool. They were explaining to me how this shit was working and how they fucking got this art car up and running. And I was chatting to this dude for ages with explaining how he's fixing it and shit. And then he's like, oh, do you want a drink, man? And I was just like, oh, yeah, why not? And he goes, oh, we'll go back to my camp. We got a bar. And I was like, all right, dope. So going back to his camp, and I was like, wait, isn't that your camp where you're fixing stuff? He's like, oh, no. He was just explaining, like, these guys are all just, like, out there trying to help each other fix each other's shit. Like, so he's got all these, like, skills that he does to, like, fix stuff. And I was just like, dude, this is insane. Ended up hanging out with him in the bar, drinking most of the day, getting on other little ventures. It's not. The whole place was just, like, a bunch of geniuses, a bunch of, like, people that have just got all these different skills and shit, fucking making cool-ass shit happen and just getting involved in this, like, insanely happy community and, like, trying to make everybody else happy. It's nuts. The thing that blew me away the most, I think, about it was, like, the size of the place. It's so fucking much more bigger than I ever expected. The people are just the best cunts on earth. Hands down, they're building this crazy shit so that other people can enjoy it. And everyone's, like, trying to help everyone be happy. It's nuts. It's just so much. It really made me think that humans can be so much better. I imagine that's what living on Mars will be like. Like, that's what it's like. You could survive on Mars if we have people like that. For sure. Easy. Because it's just so fucking, like, everyone is trying to help everyone. I'm not used to that. I'm not used to, like, everyone being a fucking team just because everyone wants everyone to win. It's amazing. It blew my fucking mind. It's, it really, I would say Burning Man definitely will have changed my life to the best. For sure. My outlook. I mean, I got back here and I was like, I realized how unfit I was out there because I was walking so much. I was just like destroying my fucking legs. And then I eventually got gifted a bike so I could ride. And then the night after that, my legs were fucked. And I was like, man, I haven't been riding bikes in years. So I was like, I didn't think that it was just going to torture my legs so fucking bad. So now I'm riding a bike every day. Woo! Except when I got my kids and we go for walks. But on the walks, I was like, hey guys, why don't we just like take bags and get some like rubbish claws and pick up rubbish on the walks? Like, why don't we just do that? So now my kids are like stoked about picking up rubbish on our fucking walks. So we're getting fit and we're cleaning up the neighborhood. But I wouldn't have done that before because they have it like leave no trace. Everyone picks up matter out of place. If everyone sees rubbish, everyone's just picking up. Everyone is literally just picking shit up to make sure everything's clean. I never would have picked up rubbish before. I was like, I don't litter because that's fucking disgusting. But I wouldn't have thought of picking up somebody else's shit because they've been disgusting. And now we do it. I wouldn't have done that before at all. And it's like, now I'm doing it. I'm kind of like, it's like, why wouldn't you do that? Like, you're already walking. You're already out there. Like, how hard is it just like bring a bag and pick up rubbish and put it in a bin at the park? Like, it's so easy to do. It's literally no more effort than you're already doing if you're going for a walk to be fit. So just get the rubbish you see on the way and then the area stays fucking clean anyway. Like, instead of being like, oh, people are littering, they shouldn't do that. It's just like, well, just clean it up. Fuck it. It's done. I clean up after my kids all the fucking time and never thought about it. Like, why don't we just clean up after the retards out in the street that are throwing crap on the floor? Why not? Just fucking, why not? Honestly, why not is the question I asked myself. I was like, shit. Should probably do that. Anyway. Probably we've got like not much left. I've got to fucking do shit today because it is school holidays. And it's the morning. So I'm going to wrap this up, I guess. I'm not going to go too much into like so many things I could have spoke about. I'll go into Vegas a little bit. Yeah, all right. So after Burning Man, went to Vegas. I drove through like the Sierras, Death Valley, and all that shit on the way back. It was fucking dope. Would highly recommend doing that. Death Valley is actually insanely hot. I got out of the car at like 6 p.m. and it was 42 degrees or 109 Fahrenheit for Americans. But I got out and I was like, this is fucked. Thank fuck I didn't drive through during the day because you're not meant to drive the RVs through Death Valley. Took that risk because it would have been fucking insane. I probably would have been fucking stuck out there. But I made it through. And then I slept in a really dodgy motel in a place that I can't remember the name of. I think it was Death Valley Inn. It looked like those ones you see on American movies. And then I woke up in the morning and there was just donkeys just eating on the fucking, like, there was like 6 donkeys just eating on the street. I was like, what the fuck? I woke up new jackasses. Anyway, went to Vegas, went on a fucking, actually, I'm going to tell this story the way it should be told in the most shortest form ever. I was only going to stay in Vegas for 2 days. I was going to go to Austin after Vegas, try to get on Kill Tony, do comedy shit. First night in Vegas, I got a gig. I was like an open mic gig. And then I was chatting to the cunts there, got a gig for the next day. And they're like, if you stay here, let me know. We'll give you a bunch of gigs. And then I went to another gig that night. Champagne's Cafe was rescued by John Tava, which was run by a guy called Josh Lidauer. It was a fun night. Heaps of comedians hanging out. Because everyone's like, it's just like a fun hang. And I was like, dope. Tuesday night. One of the dudes from the Blue Man Group did a set. I was assumed to just be a drunk Aussie that didn't know anything about comedy until I did a set. And then they're like, oh, you actually are funny. You've got shit. And I was like, yes, I know. Thank you. It was good, but ended up making a few mates. Elijah, fucking legend, ended up driving to a few other gigs after the nights from that. We hung out quite a bit. Good dude. Very good dude. But I was only meant to stay for 2 days. After that Champagne's Cafe, rescued by John Tava, one of my friends was like, oh, have you seen Doug Stanhope's bit on reality TV and how John Taffer, and I was just like, nah, sends it through, I watch it. Maybe 3 hours later, I'm at Carousel Bar at the Plaza and I look to the left and there's a fucking sign that says Doug Stanhope Saturday night. That's the sign to stay till Sunday. I was like, this is giving me, I have to stay in Vegas now. I have to stay here. Doug Stanhope's doing a gig on Saturday night. Booked a hotel till Sunday. And I was like, yep, this is what we're doing. And did a bunch of gigs. It was sick. Fucking went on a disgusting bender. I drank piss flat stick from the minute I got to Vegas to the minute I got hungover. And the hangover wasn't because I stopped. It was because I got stopped by the hangover. It was rough. Very rough. 3 days of torture. It might have been 4. I can't figure out. Pretty certain it's 3. Don't know. Possibly 4. It's weird. It's very odd. No, it's definitely 4. It's definitely 4. Definitely 4 days. It was fucked. Wow, that's so long. Anyway, 5 days, drank flat stick, was like sleeping when I'd like pass out in the shower. Like go back to my hotel room, like, oh yeah, it's been a while since I've cleaned. So I'd go and clean and then I'd fall asleep in the shower and then I'd wake up and be like, fuck, gotta do things. And then however long I'd be asleep, I don't know how long I'd slept for at any of those shower sleeps. I'd wake up and like, fuck, I'd do something. I literally woke up on the Saturday night. I woke up 5 minutes after the Stanhope gig started. Luckily, I'd stayed in the hotel where the gig was. So, like, I just, like, got out of the shower, put my clothes on, ran downstairs, got to the gig. And the opener had only just started. So, I got to see the whole fucking show, which was dope. It was very good. And I wasn't completely... I definitely would have been drunk. I was pretty much just like drinking to avoid a hangover at that point. So I started drinking straight away. It was night at that point. I don't even know when I go back to that hotel before that. Weird. Anyway, so Vegas just let me be a drunk piece of shit. I could do gigs pissed, and I was fine. I could eat pissed. I don't think I ate much food in that. I think that helped the hangover. I don't know. I drank a lot of piss. A lot. I was picking up like homeless people and hanging out with them and shit. Didn't realize they were homeless at first because they like dress nice, like hanging out with them, and then realizing like, oh, you've just like lost everything and now you've come to Vegas to like try and do what? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, you're homeless in a wheelchair and I've been wheeling you around and drinking with you. Sick. It was cool too, but it was fun. From Texas. Another story for another time because we are nearly running out. So I'm going to go into this hangover that I had in Vegas. 4 days. Locked up in hotel rooms. Dying. I thought I was dying at one point. I've had hangovers where I think I'm going to die or I think I'm dying. Might have been on that level of like how bad it was. I probably got sick. I've been sick. I call it like bender sickness, but it's like usually like COVID or fucking influenza that I'll get after like a bender if I fucking go too hard. This was bad. It's like bad. But the whole being in another country by myself in these hotel rooms that just like, I was just looking at my life. Like, you did this, you dickhead. Like, this is your choice to get here. To like ruin the last 4 days of your holiday being sick. Because you just fucking went to town on destroying yourself. Like, what's wrong with you? And then I was in this room just dying, couldn't sleep, couldn't be awake. Like, you're just in this fucking weird limbo of hell. Being like, man, the first week of this holiday, I really figured out how to be just like a really, like way better human. Like everything was better. So much happier. So it was like, I don't think I smiled that continuously for that long ever in my life before. Like it just seemed like it was like everything was great. And then I've just gone another week where I just tried to kill myself pretty much. Like I just drank myself into the most suffering I've ever put myself through. And like I put myself through suffering for like tattoos and stupid shit, but I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? Like why am I doing this? And I couldn't get an answer. Like there was no real good reason to be like, oh, I'm drinking. Like, oh yeah, cool, fun story, fucking fun adventures. Like, yeah. But I've been doing this for so long. Like, going on benders and just doing wild fucking adventurous shit. But I also do like wild adventurous shit sober. That's like better. Like, you don't go skydiving drunk. That's fucking cool. So I just like reevaluated my whole life. Like I seen I kind of like see the future of like different paths in my life of like what I could take. And then I was like, man, I think I'm just going to stop drinking on a whole. Like not just because the hangover stuck so much. It was just like I'd seen what I was doing to myself, just drinking like so heavily, like compulsively binge drinking hard. And just destroying myself, like literally destroying myself. And for why? And after I got back, I'd had this little revelation that when I was like 19 to 22, I used to say I'd be dead by 40. I was like, I'm going to party so hard I'm dead by 40. That's the goal. That's what I literally used to say. I was like, after 40, life sucks. And I had that in my head. And I was like, oh man, that's the guy that died in Vegas. Like that thought process of this wild fucking lunatic party animal that just sends it and it's going to be sick died in that hotel room in Vegas. And the other part of me is alive still. So I don't know if I'll ever drink again. It's a weird thing for me to feel like saying. It's a weird thing to think, considering how much I enjoy drinking. But I don't know if I can do it anymore. I think I kind of just like, a part of me died. I say Bender Darky died in Vegas. A lot of people know that dude, but I think he did. I think that motherfucker's dead. Like real dead. Had a stroke, died in a hotel room. He's fucked. And now I'm left. So, I don't know. Now I've said this out loud. It probably sounds like it's like fucking I'm like got some like schizophrenia or dissociative identity disorder, sort of. Or like there's multiple cunts in my head. There's not. They're all a part of me. I guess they are if you're in that. Anyway, I'm not mentally ill. Maybe I am. Who cares? Makes for funniness. But I don't think I'll drink. And that's where this podcast is going to end. And if you ever thought about like not wanting to drink, do it. Like, I just fucking like, I went to my friend's birthday party the other week. I was like, I'm not drinking. I didn't have any want to drink. Didn't drink at all. And then there was like 3 other of my friends that are like, yeah, we're not drinking either. They're just like, no, I'm off it. I'm not doing it anymore. Chatting to them about it. And it's like, I'm not saying like, oh, fucking give up drinking. Drinking sucks. Drinking has been a big part of my life. A lot of fun has come from drinking. But I think my time has come to put the cork in the bottle, is I guess I'm going to say. But if you're considering doing it and like, you know, you want to ask me any questions about it, do send me a message. Like, just be like, hey, I'm thinking about quitting drinking piss too. What do you reckon? And we can have a chat about it. I don't care. Or be like, send me a message and be like, stop being a pussy and drink piss, cunt. Like half my fucking friends are. I don't care. I don't want to. I don't know if I ever will. In my head, I'm like, possibly, but like, I don't know. Anyway, enjoy. That was a fun podcast, I guess. I am going to be doing Violators this year at Fringe. So, I mean, this is probably so early to promo this, but do it. I am writing a book at the moment. Oh, yeah. Like handwriting it too. I should probably show you that. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Handwriting pages. Oh, yeah. Because in my head, I'm like, if I handwrite the book and then I use AI to read what I've written to put it onto the computer, you can't be like, oh, AI wrote your book. Because I've got like an original handwritten copy here. That's what I think. I think this AI age is going to turn people back to like manual ways of doing things, like handwriting a book. So one original copy. When I die, my kids could probably sell it for fucking heaps. If, you know, the book goes anywhere or it goes nowhere and no one ever reads it. No, I'm gonna try and finish writing that book. A lot of lessons I learned from Burning Man, the adventure and everything like that goes into way more detail about the whole thing. As I said, I'm like 6,000 words in. I think I'm like day 3. So there's a lot going to be in there. It's going to be great. I'm actually going to hit up publishing companies to see if I can get it published as opposed to self-publishing it. So if you're a publishing company and you're listening, I have a book you can read once it's done. And we'll see how that goes. Because I think I don't know. Whatever. This podcast is finishing now. Bye.